Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and today we're going to be checking out the finer details in the new Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailers, such as this right here. While I was first going through the trailer, I kind of noticed it, but I didn't comment on it, even though it's kind of cool and maybe important that Lysander is actually using a Master Ball for his Pyroar. So there you can see purple, pink, and a little bit of letters right there. It's kind of weird with the way that the graphic upscale is, but overall, that's one of the cool little things. A lot of comments were pointing it out, and a lot of comments were also pointing out a couple of other things as well. So let's just kind of bring it all together for a nice little bit of a news update, just to make sure we're not missing anything from the new trailers. And this is something that I also feel kind of falls into that. So let's also talk about the exclusive legendary Pokemon, just kind of give that a nice little segment so people understand what game they want, and then they can use that to get the legendary Pokemon for themselves, because it is going to work like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Pokemon Omega Ruby, you can get a couple of legendary Pokemon. Alpha Sapphire, that had exclusives as well. You bring them together, and then that is how you also receive other legendaries. It's a little complicated sounding, but overall, makes a lot of sense. So Pokemon Ultra Sun, those are going to be the Pokemon that you end up receiving. You'll have Ho-Oh, Raikou, Groudon, Latios, Dialga, Heatran, Reshiram, Tornadus, and Xerneas. And then Pokemon Moon has all the other ones. I'm getting Pokemon Moon. We got Lugia there already. That's awesome as it is. Latios, Kyogre, Yveltal. It's a pretty good roundup. And then we can see that there are some other exclusives as well. These Pokemon will only appear when specific Pokemon are in your party. So to get Suicune, you need both Raikou and Entei, Rayquaza's, Groudon, Kyogre, Giratina's, Dialga, Palkia, Kyurem, Reshiram, Zekrom, Landorus, Tornadus, and Thundurus. So it looks like there's going to be some Pokemon that aren't just exclusive, like the Lake Spirits. You're going to be able to just receive them naturally, and the legendary birds. So there's not too much of a split, but some of them, like, I thought it was just kind of weird that some trios aren't split up, but then you still have to kind of like split up for the Suicune. Either way, that's just going to kind of be your note right there as to what Pokemon are going to be exclusive. Some other things to note. I think we already saw Golett in a trailer, but we do have Golurk right here. You can also see that the Golurk belongs to Hapu because her pants are visible in the background, but I think it's really nice for the Golurk because unless you had the right friend safari in Pokemon X and Y, we haven't had the ability to capture a Golurk since Black and White 2. Now, I do know with Pokemon Bank, you just transfer in your breed and you're good to go. But yeah, Pokemon Sun and Moon wasn't available for Pokemon Bank. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was trade only from Pokemon X and Y, then Friend Safari. So, I mean, we just keep ticking back through the generations. So it's nice to see that Golurk will become available off of that. And another one that people were pretty crazy about is that how actually has a Noivern. So Noibat and Noivern are going to be in the Alola Dex. I hope they're just like actually obtainable somewhat early on, maybe midway through the adventure, like just kind of run around, boom, Noibat. I'm gonna catch it, get a Noivern. That's pretty awesome right there. And then how, it just kind of shows, like one of the lines from Pokemon Sun and Moon when Gladian's like, your friend's powerful, but he just doesn't try enough, or something like that. You know, it's like, yeah, Hal is a really good trainer. He ends up with a Noivern, so that's pretty cool, and a lot of people were kind of losing their minds over that one as well. And then we see something pretty weird. So we actually got an extended part of the Mimikyu cutscene that we've been spammed with since the original Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailer, and it starts with like all these, like this tree line and these bushes, and like Mimikyu got jumps from really far away. Like we kind of already saw a little bit of this. There's a forest in the background, but I think it's kind of crazy. Like, what is going on here? It seems like it's affiliated with the Z move. I don't remember if that's been confirmed because we do know that Mimikyu is receiving a Z move. The merchandise already kind of leaked that a while ago, but we don't know if this is going to be the cutscene for it because this seems a little different. I'm wondering if this is actually more tying into the Totem Pokemon, which also reminds me that since we do have the announcement for the Totems, Totem Mimikyu, guys, I can't wait to use a larger version of Mimikyu, and I hope that's going to be usable competitively as well, because the Totem stickers allow you to do that. But I just thought this was like kind of weird, like how far Mimikyu jumps out before it does this attack that we've seen, and then it's also in between showing off some of the other Z moves. So it's like we go Noivern attack, Mimikyu jumping at you, and then Komodo Z move. So it's like they're teasing it in a pretty weird way. And that's kind of it. Now, another thing I also want to talk about is that I wonder if people have forgotten about this, that even though it's always staring at us, it's always been right there since the announcement of Pokemon Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, we still have no idea what these eyes are about. Like, is this still a new Pokemon? Is this just something abstract to represent the Necrozma? Because we do have, like, the eye colors and the weird shapes and stuff, and this is a giant star, and Necrozma has a star on the back of its head, which is actually its tail or something. And, like, Pokemon Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, it's effectively just stars. So, like, is this a new Pokemon, new Ultra Beast, something that hasn't been released yet? We still need to keep our eyes as to what could be happening with this, and that's gonna be, like, crazy if we don't figure out until after the game comes out what's actually sitting in the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon logo. That's just just weird that it's still here and just kind of doing its own thing. Now, one thing that's pretty cool that I also didn't talk about because it just didn't register to me is that this looks like a totem Rabombi. Again, going back to the totem stickers, yo, an oversized Rabombi, that sounds pretty cool. And I think it ties in really well with Mina's trial. So I wonder if we're gonna like paint art or do something to kind of attract the Rabombi, then it goes and attacks us. But I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I think we can see a little bit of Mina's hair right there. So this kind of ties it together. We also see Kahili in the trailer. So I wonder if that means that Kahili might be the trial captain in charge of the Komodo trial. And then since this trial finds a home as well, since we have Mina and the totem Rabombi. So I think this is pretty neat. I'm kind of looking forward to this now. It seems like something that's going to be just really fun and whimsical. I hope they kind of keep that along because it is the fairy trial overall. And that's just like one of the weird things that happened with the trials because we had 7 totem Pokemon and 7 trial captains, but it didn't line up because one of the totem Pokemon didn't have a trial captain, and one of the trial captains didn't really have a totem Pokemon because Mina was just lazy. She was like, you know what, here's the Fairy MZ, I'll come up with something later. We ended up battling her when it comes to the Ultra Beast story, but not much else came of that. And then same with the Komodo, that we have all these other totem Pokemon and all these trial captain things that make sense, but then Komodo just seems really out of place. If this is for the dragon one, I guess it really wouldn't make sense for Kahili then, because, you know, Komodo's dragon and doesn't have anything to do with flying. So I wonder what Kahili's role in the story might become because of that, because we don't see her in the story, and then suddenly she's just a member of the Elite Four. So yeah, the Komodo might... Oh, yeah. Is this where Ryuki could fall into place as well? I don't see why Ryuki, like, he's still in, like, that mock gym saying, "Some call me a star," and we don't really know what Ryuki's up to. So I am just a little interested as to what Mina could be up to. You know, she's an oddball, and I think that could lead to a lot of randomness. Also, I do find it kind of interesting that she does replace the veteran that greets you for the Seafolk Village. I wonder if that's the guy that still takes us to Executor Island, or if Mina does that as a part of the trial. And another thing that we see at the very end of the Japanese Pokemon Ultra Sun Ultra Moon trailer is that they have their masks off. The Ultra Recon Squad has their mask off, and they seem not quite human. Like, they're definitely, like, human-shaped, and they look like human, but look at their face! They have, like, a pale blue color. Is that because the sun has been stolen, that's just, like, their natural complexion now? Or actually, they just some kind of different humans from another world? Like, that's something weird. So we do get to see that for a very brief moment, and then when we actually look at the design of the Ultra Recon Squad people, I thought that was all mask. No, that's their face. That white part, that's as white as their mask, and the rest of their body, that's actually just their face. So they don't really have a full mask. They just have these little visors on, and we get to see that difference right there. So that's kind of weird. I wonder if anyone really thought that was significant, or just thought like, oh, that's their face anyways. I guess no one was talking about it though, because that's kind of strange. And then when we break down the details of the Ultra Recon Squad on the official website, there's not really much about them. Ultra Recon Squad is a mysterious group that has come from a world that lies beyond an Ultra Wormhole. For what purpose have they come to the Alola region? So even all the details we have is they're mysterious, they're strangely colored, but they're also like human, and they don't seem villainous or aggressive towards us, and they might be warning us or something. And they also have their own Ultra Beast because they were able to get UV adhesive. So players will see the story told from a somewhat different perspective in each version. Dulce and Zossi will be a central role in Pokemon Sun, Soliera and Fico will be in Pokemon Ultra Moon. So yeah, we have those guys, and that's kind of it. But I just thought that was weird. Is it just me that's thinking that, or have some other people pointed this out? Because I didn't catch that. I didn't really notice it up until this point. So there we go, guys. Just a little bit of extra details about what happened in the new Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailers. I don't think I really missed anything else, because a lot of it is stuff that we've kind of already known about, or just kind of becomes obvious with the actual reaction to the trailer. But there are those nice little details, like, yo, why is Lysander using a Master Ball? Now, the thing about Lysander is that he has, like, absurd amounts of money, so that doesn't really surprise me. Do all of them have Master Balls? Because that's, like, one of the cool cosmetic features in the 7th generation, is that random trainers just have random Pokemon inside of random Pokeballs, and it does really say something about their character. You could see Lysander, yeah, he's definitely going to use Master Balls for his Pokemon, because he kind of has just the amount of wealth to back that up, as well as just being a very successful person. So I'm wondering if we're going to see more Master Balls out of some of the other trainers as well, and maybe we can earn Master Balls by defeating them. Because that's generally one of the rewards, is that, like, once you've beaten the main part of the storyline, you're either gifted with a Master Ball you find in the base, or the villain just straight up gives it to you as, like, kind of like a form of defeat, or, you know, it's just a tool to capture the legendary Pokemon. Now, since there are so many legendary Pokemon obtainable in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, that would be nice. It would kind of help it out if, like, after beating Rainbow Rocket, we get, like, 5 Master Balls or something. It kind of takes away from the value for them, but you have to look at it on a scale. That normally it's to either get one of the post-game legendaries, one of the trio legendaries, or one of the main storyline legendaries, and then that just aids immensely. But yeah, with the Master Ball, it's like, I think we could use a bit more. They didn't do it for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I think there's enough of a storyline backing to where this could make sense. 'Cause I do find it pretty interesting that, yeah, these guys come from different worlds, different storylines, different universes, or whatever's going on with the Ultra Wormholes. So it makes sense that they have access to those tools. Also, Giovanni with the Mewtwo. Mega Evolution for the Mewtwo as well. I wonder if it's going to be like Mega X in Pokemon Sun and then Mega Y in Pokemon Moon. So just those last little bits of details. And then the cool things, you know, it's like, all right, see the Golurk, get to feel excited about it. You see the Noivern, get to be excited about it. It's with House, that's kind of cool. We team up with Gladion for double battle, so there's some little details that just make this game feel a bit more better, you know? It's not like, oh man, the game is made or broken by this, but it's definitely made just a little better and makes people feel a little better about it as well. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.